Do you want a motorcycle that you can work on, or do you want a motorcycle that is completely maintenance free? That you turn the key, press a button, and off you go. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So in this video I'm purely talking about the choice that you have of getting a brand new motorcycle or a quality used motorcycle. Are you going to buy a motorcycle that's going to give you hundreds and hundreds of miles of trouble-free motorcycling, or are you going to get a motorcycle that you're going to have to do regular maintenance on, or you're going to have a set of tools with you everywhere so you can always tinker with it, make adjustments with it, even have to make running repairs? Is this the choice for a lot of people now? Are they looking for motorcycles, or would they even accept a motorcycle that they have to work on anymore? Now, for my generation and generations that came before me, of course, yeah, working on your bike is nothing new. You would always be tinkering with it. In fact, some of us would even buy bikes to actually work on them specifically. So, you know, you buy an old rust bucket, you buy a project bike, let's say, so that you can physically get working on it. The problem with doing any kind of repairs or any kind of maintenance work or any kind of work on a motorcycle, if there isn't an immediate reward, if there isn't an immediate fix, then sometimes it can get very boring very quickly. And what I mean by that is that the shine soon diminishes. You know, you go in really excited thinking I can fix my bike, and then all of a sudden it doesn't seem that way anymore. How many projects are started and never finished? How many half project bikes do you see on the market? And this is what happens. We go in with great gusto thinking we can fix our bikes or do regular maintenance. But after a while, really what you want for your main bike, let's say your day-to-day bike especially, you just want to be able to turn the key, press the button, it jumps into life, and then you roar off down the road. That's what you want. You want to be able to start your bike, ride it, get to your destination, and then ride back again, get back home in one piece. That's what you want from a motorcycle or any vehicle. So are people actually looking for that now? Well, actually, I think they are. That's exactly what's happened in recent years. Technology has improved so much on all vehicles, but especially motorcycles as well, that they are a lot more reliable. They're a lot more trouble-free. Well, or so you would hope. That's the general idea. And you've got more and more people choosing a particular mode of transport, let's say motorcycles in this case, because they actually don't want to work on them. They don't care about having to fix them. They want a vehicle that works. They just want to be able to turn that key, get on it and go. In fact, many of us, or many riders out there, can't even work on their bikes anymore because of the amount of electronics on there as well. It's a daunting task to be able to, you know, do some serious work on your bike. In fact, you know, most people can do relatively light maintenance, but anything more than that, then they have to take it to a dealership or somewhere specialist to be able to have it fixed. That's not just the same for motorcycles, that's for cars as well. So when you're looking for a motorcycle, are you looking for that trouble-free experience? You just want the riding experience, but you don't necessarily want the breaking down and fixing experience? Or are you looking for something that actually you can tweak a little bit, you can just make fine adjustments? It's a work in progress. I've got to say, as I've got older, I tend to want more trouble-free riding. I actually just want to get on a bike, and I'm constantly looking out for very early indications of whether things are starting to go wrong, or if there are little errors with the bike, let's say, or something that needs adjustments. That's what I'm looking for. I'm also looking at how the bike rides from when it was new, let's say, and then also how it started to deteriorate or things are starting to change as well. You know, then I start to think, right, okay, well, who's going to do the maintenance on it? Then I also think, well, actually, this is a new bike for me, for example. I've got to protect the warranty. So even though I can do the work myself, I've got to somehow protect this warranty, make sure that the manufacturer or the dealership can't renege on trying to fix the bike. We hear so many horror stories where warranties aren't honoured because X, Y and Z. Now there are various reasons for that, but sometimes the reason is that fundamental changes have been made to the bike within the warranty period, and then the rest of the bike isn't covered now. So, you know, for those first 2 or 3 years, let's say, of owning a brand new motorcycle, you may think you can work on it, but actually a lot of the time you probably just shouldn't. You just let your dealership do it, and hopefully you'll just be servicing maintenance rather than actually something going wrong. If something does go wrong within that warranty period, then obviously you want to take it back to them so that they can fix it. After that, then you're really looking at, okay, if something is going to go wrong with my bike, then I really do have to start tinkering with it, start trying to fix it, or get somebody else to fix it. Or, do you know what, it's time to get a new bike. And that's what fuels the industry. That's what fuels motorcycle sales, is that people can buy a brand new motorcycle, keep it for a couple of years, they don't want to work on it anymore, and then they just want to trade it in and get something new. That's kind of been the pattern in the last few years. People own a motorcycle for 2-3 years, get a finance agreement. Once the end of that finance agreement comes to an end, they just change their motorcycle, whether it's something wrong with it or not. If I'm buying another motorcycle now, then I got to determine if it's my main motorcycle, my main mode of transport, or is it something that I will take out once a week, once a couple of weeks, and I don't mind working on it. My first bike for me will be something that I want trouble-free. I do not want to be working on it on a regular basis. Something else, a second bike or a third bike, yeah, I would do all the maintenance and I would do all the work on it. In fact, I would tend to buy an older bike rather than buy a brand new bike as my second bike. That's something that I would look at. But as my new bike, especially now, again, I want trouble-free motoring. Some people love tinkering with their bikes. Some people love having that experience. And I couldn't agree more. It's a great feeling to know that you've actually worked on your bike, you've fixed it. There is something special about it. But it's not a requirement. It's not compulsory that you own a motorcycle and you have to know what you're doing. You have to know how to fix it. Let's face it, many people think they know how to fix their cars or their motorcycles, but they end up making a hash job of it anyway. So it's not always fun and roses with working on your own motorcycle. Now, if it's an older motorcycle, yeah, you probably have to be forced into doing it because nobody else is going to work on it. You're going to have to try and learn these things yourselves. But say for a new motorcycle, for a new rider, inexperienced riders, let's say, they may not want that. They may not have the ability to do that anyway. So really, they're just looking at a new motorcycle that's going to be trouble-free, 2 or 3 years, get rid of it, get something else. And you accept the financial loss on that. Is that the way to go? I don't know. I'm not sure which is better. I'm not sure whether you should buy a brand new motorcycle, keep it for a couple of years, or whether you should buy new and keep it for 20 or 30 years. It really comes down to the individual. But for me, for my day-to-day bike, I just want something that's going to work. And I'm going to be looking at it in detail and monitoring that bike to make sure that actually everything is working as it should. I'm not having any problems. The first sign of any kind of problem, I want to get it checked out so that I'm not on the road at 3 o'clock in the morning and then all of a sudden it totally breaks down. I want to try and get ahead of that curve if I can. If it's a second bike or a third bike, let's say, yeah, that's the kind of thing that I would love to do. I love working on bikes. I love, trying to get old bikes, put them back together, and then, ride them around just for a bit of fun. But I'm not going on any great distances on those bikes. I'm not having, I'm not going on a ride where I have to get to a destination. It's, if I get somewhere, I do. If I don't, then I just try and get back or try and limp home. Those are the kind of bikes that I'll have in the workshop, and they just could be sat there for months and months if I don't put my hand to them. Or I could try and get them on the road as quickly as I can. It's not important to me that those bikes are working all the time. However, my daily ride, that is really important. So that's where I look at these things, whether I buy a new motorcycle or whether I buy a motorcycle to work on it or whether I buy a motorcycle that I want to have maintenance free. And for me, a daily rider has got to be maintenance free or as near as I can. And obviously it really depends on the journeys that you're doing as well. If you're only commuting a couple of miles down the road, then actually you could get away with an older bike, I'm sure. No, there'd be no dramas at all. But if you're going long distances as well, many people would favour a new machine, a new bike, a new car, because they want that reliability. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. It's just what makes you feel more comfortable at the end of the day, really, doesn't it? So let us know what you're after. Are you after maintenance-free riding, or are you after a bike that you can work on? What kind of bikes are you working on? How long are you keeping your bikes? Are you keeping them for years and years and years, or are you swapping them out every couple of years? Here's the thing. If you're looking for a good deal on any motorcycle, don't buy a motorcycle that is brand new. Even if they're giving you a great deal, actually you can get a much better deal sometimes, not always, but sometimes, on a bike that's been traded in after a couple of years, that's only got a 2,000 or 3,000 miles, 4,000 miles. It's had all its service work done, initial service work done. So all you have to do is just pay for it and ride it. Not a bad option. Anyway, let us know what you think. There's a couple more videos coming at the end of this one, but don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, and I'll catch you again. Ta-da.